Hello, I am Baal, and this is the Magical Musings podcast. This was actually an unplanned podcast. It was actually due to a request from someone on my Facebook. I'm not sure they want me to mention their name, so I'm not going to, but if they do, you can always present yourself as I post this podcast. A lot of people, actually, including this individual, asked me about the Moldavite stone. It seems to be gaining quite a bit of popularity because that's actually one of the books that's really selling quite well, but there doesn't seem to be a reason why. It just seems like something is happening and that the consciousness is rising for this one particular stone. And in this podcast, I'm going to explain a little bit about Moldavite and how I've used it and how I've actually limited its usage over time, because it is a very, very powerful stone. And even for me, who's been practicing occult for decades, sometimes it's even too much for me. Let's talk about crystals in general. If you think about crystals, and we'll get into Moldavite later, although Moldavite is considered a crystal, it really is more of a tektite. But we'll get into that later. But when you think about crystals in general, crystals are formed from many various pressures in the earth. We look at, let's say, a quartz crystal or any other type of crystal, and we sort of take it for granted. Oh, this is beautiful, it comes from the earth, blah, blah, blah. The thing is that in order for these crystals to form, there needs to be an immense amount of pressure and power going on inside the earth in order to create them. A quartz crystal is not just created in some pond somewhere. There are massive forces that would crush any life just to create this one stone. And all these crystals are like that. Have you ever looked at a quartz crystal? Have you looked at a Moldavite? Have you looked at a rose quartz? Or a lepidite, or any of these crystals, and when you look at them, you see, wow, this is a beautiful stone. And it took thousands and thousands, if not millions of years to form. And that's the key to their power. Their power lies in the fact that they have been embedded in the earth for so long. They've seen the earth transform from meteorite bombardments to dinosaurs, to all of this life that has occurred, even alien visitation. It is a witness to the earth's life. So when you hold a crystal, realize that that is the beating heart of the earth, and what you're holding is so ancient and so powerful. This has seen the world, the globe, the earth, in a ways that you've never seen it. And it's way, way, way before your ancestors. Just think about that for a moment. We take it for granted. We hold these crystals. Oh, these are great. This is good for this. And rose quartz is good for love. And all of these things we ascribe to these crystals. But why are they like that? So next time you hold them, realize, yes, they are good for those things. But realize how ancient that energy really, really is. So as I said before, technically Moldavite is not a crystal, but we classify it as a crystal. In my book, Moldavite Magick, Tap into the Stone of Transformation Using Mantras, I explain what Moldavite really is. But I'm going to go into it here because it seems like a lot of people want to learn about it. And that's great. I completely think that you should use Moldavite in your rituals, even if it's a little bit powerful. But I do suggest that if you feel it is a little bit too powerful, you should definitely back off, because Moldavite is very, very powerful. And like I said, Moldavite is a tektite. Really what it is, it's a form of glass that was formed from intense heat from a meteorite impact. So in many ways, there's even an extraterrestrial element to it. For the sake of ease and consistency, I will be referring to it as a crystal going forward. Although textites could be found in several places on the earth, the Moldavite, however, is found in only one area, the Czechoslovakian mountain region. About 15 million years ago, a meteorite of immense size smashed into this region. This created a melting effect. As I mentioned above, it eventually fell to earth, creating a beautiful green hue. And that is what Moldavite is actually known for this very deep, rich green hue. Due to the fact that it can only be found in one area, especially Moldavite specifically, it's incredibly rare. Some say that due to demand, in the next 20 years, Moldavite will be depleted. So actually, this is the best time to get it. There are a lot of fake Moldavites out there, and unfortunately, I can't give you pointers on this because it's really tough to find. At least original ones. But on Amazon, they have quite a few original ones. The ones that I purchased here in New York City at a place called Namaste Bookstore on East 14th Street and 5th Avenue. And they actually have original Moldavites. It's not cheap. It's about $20 or $30 for a very small stone. This crystal, is of a very high frequency and vibration. Maybe too high for most people. In ancient times, it was a good luck charm and a wish fulfillment stone. A perfect stone for magic. And it really is. Every magic ritual that I've ever used the Moldavite for has come to fruition. It's unbelievable. Today, many call it the Holy Grail stone. This idea comes from the fact that some say that the Holy Grail itself, the cup of Jesus, what Jesus drank from, was bejeweled with Moldavite. It's certainly old enough to be, but we really don't know. This stone is used for all types of rituals. Many use it for psychic and physical protection. Some use it to make rapid changes in their lives. The key word here is rapid. Rapid is not always pleasant. This crystal is so very powerful, and it really amplifies the energy of any other crystal around it and any of the rituals or spirits you're calling. The Moldavite will actually increase its strength. And it's completely true. I've experienced this myself. Due to the rawness of this stone, it can and will cause transformation in your life. As they say, once you start with Moldavite, there is no turning back. There really isn't. There's no turning back because it is that powerful. It is for this reason I highly recommend you think twice before using it. I'll be honest with you. If you want true magical power, expect Moldavite to give it to you in a very intense manner. Its effects are also long-lasting. I performed a ritual once using the stone to attract a certain person. Some of you actually know this story, so I'm not going to get into it. But those who know, if they want to share it, they can. Not only did they become attracted to me, they would not leave me alone. They say, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. This was the case for me when using the Moldavite stone. It was so powerful that I couldn't even break its spell. I needed someone else, a shaman, to come in for me to break its spell. It was just way too powerful, and it took more than one person to do so, to break the spell, that is. Even the very act of holding the crystal causes your energy to change. You'll notice that your hands start tingling and you get this intense flush in your body, almost like a niacin flush, but throughout the entire body, except niacin is pretty much in your face, maybe your upper extremity. This effect is known as the Moldavite flush. When I first encountered this crystal, I figured that it was hype. It was just, everyone's saying, oh yeah, Moldavite is so strong, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was over-exaggerated. I thought, it's crap. I learned within, maybe about 5 minutes that it was not BS. This was real. And I felt dizzy. I was even nauseous for a moment. And I'm telling you, this crystal is not for the faint of heart. This crystal alone is powerful. Imagine how it will work when combined with other crystals or combined with mantras like I have in the Moldavite Magick, Tap into the Stone of Transformation. It's very, very powerful. And the reason why mantras work so well with Moldavite is that because they're both energetic. They both work on a very similar level, but they work off of each other. In this podcast, I'm going to give you an example of how we can use Moldavite for a very specific purpose. So we're going to use a mantra to attract money. And in my book, The Moldavite Magick, I use the mantra that is most associated with the goddess Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is the goddess of prosperity. And using her mantra with Moldavite is very powerful. So I'm actually going to read directly from Moldavite Magick for this particular ritual. Mantra to attract money. The mantra is Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Swaha. This mantra is using the energy of the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. Lakshmi is by far one of the most popular and beloved deities in the Hindu religion. She is also one of the most merciful ones. She is the goddess of wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Not just material abundance, but also spiritual abundance as well. Her name Lakshmi is derived from Lakshmi, which means goal in Sanskrit. She represents the ultimate goal of the universe. Here are the instructions for using this mantra with Moldavite. If you have an altar, please place a gold candle and incense at the center and light them. Place the Moldavite in water and visualize a golden light coming from above, cleansing the crystal. In the book, I specify that you should have like a bowl of water to put the Moldavite in. Have the mantra ready. It should be repeated 108 times for maximum effect. Again, the mantra is Om Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha. Hold the Moldavite in one hand, does not matter which hand. Then, if you have mala beads to keep track of the 108 recitations, please have that in your other hand, and please focus. Set your intention for the ritual. Visualize the money you wish to bring in, or the prosperity of any type. Sit in silence for a moment as you feel the Moldavite energy pulsating in your hands. Start pronouncing the mantra. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Swaha. When you are done reciting the mantra, sit with Moldavite a bit and visualize its energy permeating your being. Conclude the ritual by thanking the power of the Moldavite. At this time, you can either place it on the altar or put it in a pouch and carry it with you. You should perform this ritual twice a week, any day of the week, it really doesn't matter, until your goal is achieved. You will quickly find that this will work very quickly for you. As you can see, as all my rituals in almost every one of my books, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very, very simple. So I'm hoping you can try it. Use the Moldavite in all your rituals. I mean, I just happen to use it in context of my book, Moldavite Magick, which incorporates mantras. But you can use Moldavite for any of your rituals, whether it be with angels, demons, jinn, or Ilmukadom, or any of these entities. It really doesn't matter. Moldavite is a conduit of energy, and it will change your rituals. I mean, it will completely add to them. The Moldavite is such a powerful, powerful stone. But again, I just want to warn you that it is very powerful. And even to this day, I don't use it as much anymore because it actually is overwhelming. And when your ritual works, it works like you wouldn't believe. And it can actually be too much. I mean, but for some people, it might actually be perfect. So that's why I don't discourage it. All I'm saying is that use common sense and caution when using the Moldavite stone in your rituals. So there you have it. A quick little podcast on Moldavite. I know a lot of people have been asking about it. So I figured I would create a quick podcast. I will see you soon. So mote it be.